Hey, what is up, guys? Corey here, and today I have a very special video for you. I am interviewing a good friend of mine. His name is Shinobi. I might have mentioned his name, or you might have seen him on my Instagram or a couple times, but we're pretty decent friends. Like, we know each other, and we've been supporting each other for a while, so he's a very good friend of mine, and he's just an overall good guy. So I'm excited to interview him and give you this content. So I'll see you guys in the video. Peace. To get this started off, I actually wrote some questions down, so like the
Perfect.
preset to get it started.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, dude.
would you like to introduce yourself to the
Yes,
people and
absolutely.
everything? So
Hello, lovely people. My name is Shinobi. I'm a 24-year-old artist from Northern Virginia. You guys can call me Daryl. It's my real name. I've been making music for about like a good, I think 7 years now, which is crazy to
yeah,
say. I know it's eight. Actually. I think it's eight, which is crazy to say. No, it's not eight. Wait, it's eight actually. Sorry, I'm getting my
that's
timeline messed up.
crazy, bro. Yeah,
I know,
that's
yeah.
insane, brother.
In about 8 years, man. Just it's been such a journey, and just being able to make connections. Like now, I mean, I'm friends with Corey. Shout out Corey, my goat, man. It's just been super crazy to even be on this platform. So super blessed to be talking to you in the flesh, man.
For sure, for sure, for sure. And while we're doing this, I'm hold on, I'm gonna hide myself. Maybe can I turn my webcam on? No, okay. OBS is a little weird right now. Sorry,
OBS is
this is stupid, bro. I'm trying to set this up as best I can. But
you're all good.
yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah, yeah,
fun.
yeah. So that's Daryl. He's a good friend of mine. So
Yep.
and would you like to give a little, background, what any information that nobody really knows about you, anything
No,
like
for
super
sure.
crazy that like you'd like to kind of shout out,
Yeah.
anything?
I love talking about like how I got into music because I think
Mm,
it's just like a pivotal part of who I am as an
yeah.
artist and a person.
Uh-huh.
So I guess like my first ever inspiration when trying to like I've always wanted I've loved music ever since I can remember.
Yeah.
Like I was a big
Mhm.
Beatles guy back in the day when I was a kid. They actually inspired me to make music, which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
And so I grew up on a lot of different like bands, like
Mhm.
Paramore, All
Yeah.
Time Low,
Okay.
different
Okay.
like pop rock, indie
Yeah.
bands and
Yeah.
things like that really like
Yeah.
helped culminate my love for music.
Uh-huh.
Um, and then I wanted to like be. It's crazy because before I was like ever like
Mhm.
an artist, like I wanted to be in a band with Kwajo,
Oh. Okay.
with two of my friends. We made this like cover
Uh-huh.
band called Too Young for
Okay.
This, and we were like gonna be a band because we were inspired by
Yeah.
the band
Yeah.
Sings a Song. Shout out to Five Sauce. Um,
Oh, okay. Okay.
it was a little bit difficult because I think just like being musicians in like
Yeah.
middle school and high school is like very nerve wracking, and so
It
it's
is,
it's
for
very
sure.
it's sometimes a little embarrassing. So two of the members quit, which is unfortunate, but Nathan
Mhm.
and I just kind of kept that going, ball rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that didn't really kind of like fizzled out a little bit because we just like stopped doing covers and stuff. So I was
Yeah.
like, but I still wanted to do something with music.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to rap
Okay.
in I think sixth grade. It was I think the first ever song I listened to was
Mhm.
Donald Trump by Mac Miller, which was a
Okay.
crazy introduction.
That is a crazy intro to it, for sure.
It's a
And did
great
you really take an inspiration from Mac Miller, or who was like the artist that really made you find your sound in
man.
the
Yeah,
rap era kind of you're in
yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
now?
I think right now, kind of just like where I stem all my sound from
Mhm.
is really just super duper Kyle. Shout out to Kyle, who made the iconic
Kyle,
hit
for
"I Spy."
sure. Oh yeah.
It's my goat, man.
Oh
It's
yeah.
been crazy. I found him, I think, in my junior year of high school, and
Uh-huh.
ever since then, like I think, like just like the way he approaches, that genre, whether it's just like having crazy, silly bars or like something that's like really like attacking the
Yeah.
heartstrings.
Mhm.
That's been super inspirational for me. And it's kind of
Mhm.
different, or definitely just giving me a different outlook on like how to
Yeah.
compose myself. And I'm trying to like
Mhm.
form music and things like that. And so he's kind
Yeah.
of just been like the pinnacle. But I've had a lot of
Okay.
other
Mhm.
inspirations like Smino, the Kid Leroy, Justin
Okay.
Bieber,
Yeah.
and a
Some
bunch of
pretty good
artists
ones,
kind
yeah.
of, yeah. So it's been really cool
I
to kind
actually
of like
have a Kid Leroy hat because I went to
know
see him in
what,
concert 2 years ago. Let me show you. Let me
dude.
show you. Let me show you.
What? That's so
Look.
fire. I've been wanting. I think he came to DC last, literally a year. That's crazy. That's so
Yeah,
fire.
I literally went to me and my girlfriend. That was our first concert together. Was Kid Leroy, so I have a little background. So that's fucking cool. But
Yeah, that's so sick.
that's really cool because I actually was like the first time I remember listening to you. I remember kind of hearing that kind of sound, if I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
right. Because the first song
yeah.
I heard from you personally, I think was Inside Out. But your
That's
first
crazy.
solo song I heard was Amnesia. I think. I
Yeah,
think was the first song I heard from you,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
liked the thing that really drew me towards you was the way you just spoke about stuff and how you like
Yeah,
really made your lyrics, your sound a lot different than a lot of people. And
yeah.
that actually comes to my next question. If your music had a color palette,
Hmm.
what do you think it would be? And
That's
why
a
do you
really good
think it
question.
is? I know,
Um,
I was like thinking about it. I was like, that's a pretty interesting way because a
that's
lot of your
really, yeah,
color, a lot of your album covers and stuff are really colorful. So I thought,
yeah, yeah,
what do
yeah.
you think? What do you think?
I've never really thought about like I've like never been asked
Mm,
this question,
yeah,
before, which is
yeah,
like really crazy to think about. So I think a lot of my music is very like vibrant and like
yeah.
high energy. So I think
Hmm.
yellow for sure would be in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Maybe like maybe some orange
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
and like
Uh huh.
uh I think I would say like the yeah I guess like red, orange, yellow, kind of just like vibrant
Okay.
colors that kind of
Yeah.
like ensue
Okay.
just like positive. I would say yellow primarily for sure,
Yeah,
but I
I
think
could definitely
having
see that, especially
yeah, yeah.
from everything you've put out in the past, especially with your most recent song.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, it was made
absolutely.
out of Spider-Man, but obviously
Yeah,
Red was in there too. But
yeah.
that's pretty. It's a pretty cool way to subscribe or to describe stuff, you know. And I
Yeah,
never really been asked that question as well, so it's like it's kind of hard to answer right off the bat, but
yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
most
cool.
definitely. Yeah,
And
definitely put in
then
consideration.
another deep question. So you're from Virginia, right? Right.
Sure, absolutely.
How do you think your hometown or your environment growing up this like shaped you to make the music or anything that you make today? And what
Mhm.
impact do you think it'll make on your community in the future? Do you think do you think you'll be one of those crazy names out of Virginia, or do you think you're like, I want to be named after something else, or do you want to just your hometown in general, or the you know you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really cool because
Mm-hmm.
especially growing up in the era of music, like when I started
Yeah.
making music,
Mm-hmm.
that was like
Mm-hmm.
Lil Mosey, like a bunch of
Oh
different
yeah.
like sound in that
Mm-hmm.
era. So it was
Oh
like
yeah.
the landscape of music was very, very different. And I think
Yeah.
that it's really cool to kind of see it evolve over the days
Mm-hmm.
and over the years. And it's cool because there's not really much
Mm.
creativity or like not a lot of creatives in my area for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of being like one of the people to be a creative in North Virginia, I think is a blessing in itself to kind of like
Mm-hmm.
set and define that,
Oh yeah.
you know, legacy and like define that landscape to kind of
Exactly.
uh, put it on the map a little bit. Kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like how Tommy Richmond has kind of put Virginia on the map
Okay.
out of nowhere, like
Yeah.
blew up
Oh
later
yeah.
or well, sometime last year with Million
Last
Dollar
year. Yeah.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
For sure.
Shabuzi, and there's so many different creators from Virginia,
Oh
which is
yeah.
super cool.
I
Like
mean, you could
Mel,
even put like Pharrell Williams. You can put,
exactly. Yeah,
but
yeah,
they're more from the southern Virginia beach,
yeah,
right? That's where they're from. Okay.
not exactly northern, but I think it's
Exactly.
really cool that we do get to kind of like establish
Uh
what
huh.
music from this area sounds
Okay.
like, and
Mm-hmm.
people like Nathan and or Kwajo and Jay
Yeah.
Irvine kind of just
Yeah.
like paving that way for other artists to
Oh, for
hopefully we can
sure.
inspire other people to do the same that other people have done for us in the
Exactly.
past.
Exactly. Set an
And yeah,
example and
I
stuff.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I really do want to carry my hometown everywhere I go because I feel like I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
obviously it's
Oh yeah.
what's made me me and it's helped inspire me in so many different ways,
Mm-hmm.
just like lifestyle and memories with a bunch of
Oh yeah.
different friends, family, and different things
Mm-hmm.
like that. So I think
For
that
sure.
having that on my sleeve is really just something that's really important to me.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, obviously, I do want to make it out of be one of those bigger names in Virginia, but
Oh
especially
yeah.
Northern Virginia,
Oh
to
yeah.
kind of
For
just like
sure.
that,
Yeah. Of course.
rapport. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so you're a twin, right?
I am
So
indeed.
I
Yeah.
am too. So I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
this
I remember,
question
yeah.
as so you'd kind of understand where I'm coming from. So when I was growing up, I would always be in classes with my brother, or I'd always get caught up in a comparison with him. How do you feel
Right.
like that has taught you stuff over the years on like
Mhm.
trying to obviously be in the same boat as him because you guys were always together.
Yeah.
But how do you think
Yeah.
that would describe you, like, if you ever wanted to be, hey, I'm in this conversation too, when like you're both getting interviewed and then your brother's getting more questions than you are, because obviously right now he's more mainstream because of the
Yeah,
whole like
absolutely. Yeah,
album and everything. How do you
yeah,
feel like
absolutely.
you would really get your name out to kind of like separate yourself from him, but also like obviously
Yeah,
you guys grew up together. What do you think
yeah,
is
most
like,
definitely.
hey, put your foot in the door. I'm here too. I want to put my name there as well, and I want to be
Yeah,
not in comparison with him, but say I'm the same level as him, type thing.
absolutely. Yeah.
How do you feel like
Um,
you've done that your entire life? How do you feel like?
yeah, I think it's really cool because,
Mm-hmm.
comparison obviously is the thief of joy. So like when I was growing
Oh
up, I
yeah.
really took the comparisons in a negative light because I was
Oh
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, like I think like
Mm-hmm.
he's better than me or X Y Z. But
Oh
I
yeah,
think that
for
as
sure.
matured up, I think that seeing our differences has made us so
Mm-hmm.
unique, and I think that's what kind of makes us so compatible.
Oh yeah.
Because I got he's my best friend, and so we've made
Oh yeah,
so
for
many
sure.
crazy things together and have done so many great things together. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that us being different artists and being different people in our own respect has kind of
Exactly.
just made
Yeah.
everything a lot easier. And so,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just learning, seeing everything he's doing,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned so much from
Oh
him
yeah.
and like learned so much of like
Mm-hmm.
how to, handle myself in certain situations, like how
Mm-hmm.
to perform different melodies or like even stage presence. Like watching him
Oh
perform
yeah.
is literally, it's like, it's mind boggling because it's like you could study so
Mm-hmm.
much of his charisma, you can study so much of his
Oh yeah,
composure and things
for
like that.
sure.
So, definitely kind of taking inspiration from him as well
Mm-hmm.
as just like working with him and just seeing
For
how
sure.
everything kind of
For sure.
definitely given me more inspiration to kind of set myself apart from him and
Mm-hmm.
just be an artist that can, really also inspire people. And so
Mm-hmm.
being kind of just like two peas in the same pod, but also
Oh yeah.
being very different from each other. I think that again, that's kind of what makes us work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's like I said, he's a great, amazing guy. He's my best
Oh
friend,
yeah,
and
for sure. For sure.
being able to learn so much and be a student of what he's
Mm-hmm.
doing has been really
Oh
cool,
yeah.
and it's inspired me to kind of
Mm-hmm.
push my music and just who I
Oh
am
yeah.
at like the next level. So
For
it's been
sure.
awesome to do.
For sure. And it's good to see how you guys have grown over the years, especially from a fan perspective,
Yeah,
obviously. As not really being there to see what you guys do on a daily basis, but it's kind of cool
yeah,
how like you guys kind of set a good example of who you are as people rather than like putting a fake person persona or
mhm,
something like that in your music.
yeah,
So then it doesn't feel as
absolutely,
genuine because then it feels
for sure.
like you're telling real stuff rather than like, let's say, the Weeknd, for example, how he explained that the Weeknd was a character and not actually himself.
Yeah,
Do you think if you ever were to do that, do you think you were going to be able to do it out of fun, or do you think you were actually going to be doing it as like a commercial thing, or like, do you think you would ever do that, or do you think you want to keep as genuine, keep as open to your fans as
yeah,
possible?
yeah. I think for me, I think one of the biggest things in music and in art is
Mm,
just vulnerability, and I think
yeah.
that the way that I view music is kind of just like a
Mm,
big puzzle piece, and like with every song that I
yeah.
make, it's kind of just a piece of who I am. Like whether like for example, like
Mm,
X
oh
Men,
yeah.
love
Mm,
Marvels. Like in that
oh
song, you
yeah.
tell that I'm a complete nerd,
Oh
and then
yeah.
in like Sweepstakes, you can hear like I'm a lover
Mm,
boy who like
oh yeah.
loves
Mm,
yearns for love and
yeah.
connection and things like that.
Of
So I
course.
think that
Mm,
through those different medias and through those different songs,
mm.
you can definitely tell a lot more about myself.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
no, I feel like if you're not telling like a genuine like music is
Mm.
obviously a reflection of us. So if
Oh yeah, for
we
sure.
are not telling like genuine stories or like
Mm.
because music is very subjective, and I know
Oh,
that a
for
lot of
sure.
people
Yeah.
for like the enjoyment of others, whether
Mm.
it's like to tell like a funny story or like something that like
Yeah.
happened that might not have happened or might have happened. I think that
Mm.
being as real as possible definitely just drives connection, and it
For
just
sure.
makes bringing an audience
Mm.
together is so much easier. Like I think I've got a lot of DMs over the past couple months about
Oh
like
yeah.
the emotional songs that I've made, like Sweepstakes and
Oh yeah.
Amnesia and things like that. So like
For sure.
it's definitely just the impact that those songs have made,
Uh-huh.
and to kind of like see how my art and
Mm.
things that I've experienced have connected with other people. Be like,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
like
for sure.
I might not have gone through something that's exactly like that, but I
Mm.
understand from like
Yeah.
a very medium standpoint. I think it's really
Mm.
cool, and to see like an impact that I have at all is super
Mm.
awesome. So I think that being as authentic and real as
Oh
possible in
yeah,
terms of
for
my art
sure.
is something that I prioritize as an
Mm.
artist.
For sure. For sure. For sure. That's pretty cool to hear, especially from like,
Yeah,
from a music standpoint because,
yeah,
I know I hear a lot of artists say like try to be as genuine and stuff as possible. But the way you put it, that like you actually have people reach out to you and say that, oh, you changed my world. You my
Yeah.
breakup with my girlfriend was way easier, and it wasn't as hard because your song really put me in a better mood, kept me happy. It's
Yeah.
nice to hear that, especially I bet from your end. I bet that really puts a big like emotion on your face, and it shows you that, man,
Yeah.
I'm helping someone in a way that I never thought I could.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially because, artists in the past have done that, obviously. Like, if you really think about it, like, I mean, when I hear you guys' music, for what I tell my friends, I always compared you guys to like Frank Ocean. The closest one I would compare you guys was Khalid back in the
That's
day when
crazy. Yeah.
Khalid was really big.
Absolutely.
I kind of remembered how his sound was like, he was very, vocally like gifted, and he would always like try to make it as kind of not as mainstream as possible, but he would try to make it as catchy or whatever. So that's why I kind of like drifted onto your guys' stuff, because you guys, is that the first time you've ever heard that? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I've personally never been compared. Well, I think Nathan's gotten a couple
mm,
Frank Ocean
for sure,
comparisons, but
for
Khalid is
sure.
really cool. I think
Khalid is
really,
definitely a different one for sure,
yeah.
and especially
He's
because
such a
I was a big fan of him growing up. I'm
yeah.
glad I'm the first person to ever say that.
I
That's
know.
that's
I
crazy
appreciate
to
you
me.
being crazy as well. Shout out, man.
Oh yeah,
That's
shout
fire.
out to him. He was a big part of, my middle school and my high school career, you know.
Yeah, that's great. He's definitely been a big,
For
just like
sure.
a. I mean, I wasn't like a heavy Khalid listener, but like
No,
there's a
no.
couple of songs that I listened to
Oh
that
yeah,
were like
for
super
sure.
catchy and super
For
influential of
sure.
like just things like that. So he's been a great,
Mm.
just like a great part of the music culture in itself,
Oh
man.
yeah,
Shout out Khalid.
for sure, for sure. And then uh what do you think if you could give a couple facts about your next project?
Ooh, okay, I love
What do
that.
you
Okay,
think would not be too
yeah.
much information, but would give the listener like, oh, I'm kind of intrigued now. What's going on there? What do you think? What do you think?
See, so I can give a couple things away. I'm looking at my
Okay.
track list right now.
Okay. Okay.
There's about 17 songs on there.
Okay.
Um, and there have been, let me see, one,
Mhm.
two, three, five songs that have been released already on the
Mhm.
project, which is really cool.
Okay. Mhm.
A lot of the things that I do on the project are very different from what I usually do. Like I feel like
Mhm.
I'm dipping into things like indie folk or
Mhm.
and
Oh
like
yeah. Mhm.
like I guess experiment. I think it's very experimental.
Oh yeah,
And
for
I think
sure. For sure.
a lot of the songs that are on there are just very like
Uh-huh.
it's a big kind of just recap of what's happened to me over like the last year. That's been really difficult. Went through a crazy breakup
Mhm. Yeah,
in
for sure.
February of this year,
Mhm.
so that's been a little bit difficult to kind of
For sure. For sure, man. For
take the
sure.
process. So I think that the best way for me was to make songs, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and so I think another thing I can give away.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, I think a lot of the tracks are gonna be very different, and there's gonna be some
Okay.
songs that are kind of like connected.
Mhm.
But ultimately, it's kind of just like a culmination of my thoughts and feelings over,
Yeah.
not even breakup, but just like life in
Mhm.
general.
Yeah.
And it's probably my best work to date because I think it's
Yeah.
just like such a
Uh-huh.
emotionally
Mhm.
mature project, and I feel like I've
Oh
gone
yeah.
through so much over like the
For
last
sure.
year and have just like experienced so much life that I get to
Mhm.
put this into words and
Mhm.
melodies and things like that. So hopefully, I think that
Exactly.
there's
Mhm.
there's a song at least on the project, a song or two that
Yeah.
someone could resonate with and
Mhm.
really just
For
relate to the
sure.
chord. But yeah, that's I'm really excited to kind of just like finish that out and
Mhm.
kind of update everybody. But this is yeah,
Mhm.
the project's gonna be crazy, man. I think it's gonna be
Mhm.
one of like I hope this is the one that kind of just puts me out
Yeah.
there. We'll see what happens, man. But I'm really
Oh yeah,
excited.
for sure, for sure. And then kind of adding on to that, while you were going through that process, was there any way that would like any safe place, any place you would go to like kind of get your thoughts through to think about what you were
Yeah,
writing before you'd write them
for sure.
down, especially right after such you know, a hard event like that. Like
For sure.
a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people watching this have dealt with that at least once or twice. And
Yeah.
it's not an easy process for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
I've had my
Yeah.
fair share of terrible breakups. They're
For
terrible.
sure.
and they're really hard to
Yeah,
overcome sometimes, especially when you and that person were really like in sync and they were a big
yeah,
part of your life.
yeah,
And especially when you're
for
with
sure.
them every day, because you
Yeah,
probably met this person in college, in a
yeah,
new part of your life. So you're
yeah.
used to that new thing because because where do you go to college? Do you go in Virginia or do you go out of
Yeah,
state?
so I went to this college called University of Mary Washington. Super low
Okay,
key. I highly
okay.
doubt anyone's heard of it who's watching this. Very low key college. Yeah, that's where I went to college.
Oh yeah. So, not close to home, but it's still close, right? It's still
Yeah,
like
relatively.
okay. So, it's still hard because you're meeting new people there and that's your sort of crowd. So,
Yeah, yeah,
how do you think it helped you kind of shift the direction you're going now because of that
yeah.
event? And do you think it definitely opened your eyes and definitely
Mhm.
opened like your experimental phase or whatever about
Yeah,
how you
absolutely.
write your lyrics, or it
Yeah,
brought you to a certain place? Like, for example, whenever I was going to an event like that, I'd always drive late at night and I'd always just sit at a stoplight as long as I could, and I would just
yeah,
stare at the lights because it would just make me feel something. What do you
yeah.
think would
Sensory.
be
Yeah,
that? What do you think would be that place that would best like
man.
fit that
Um,
description?
there's a lot of places actually. For one,
Mm,
it's my bedroom. I think it's
for
kind of like my
sure.
safe haven.
Oh yeah.
I love to kind of just like sit with like instrumentals or like
Mm,
beats and stuff like that, and kind of just like
mm,
sit with
yeah.
like the melody.
Mm,
And it's crazy because I was writing one of the songs.
yeah.
I think I previewed it on TikTok. It's called Clocks,
Yeah.
but I was writing
Okay.
one of the songs
Mm,
in bed, and
yeah.
I was listening to the instrumental just kind of just on loop, and then kind of just thinking about like I was trying to get inspiration because I was like,
Mhm.
I love the
Yeah.
instrumental. I
Yeah.
very
Mm,
emotion inducing song, but like how
mm,
do I like put whatever I want
mm,
to into words? So I'm thinking about it, and it's like I get so many flashbacks from everything that
yeah.
happened, and I start getting super emotional. But then
Mm,
everything just starts to click, and then the lyrics start
mm,
flowing, and the
yeah.
writing just gets easier. And so when I think about all the times I like reflect on these experiences, it just makes everything a lot easier. So it's like
Yeah.
instead of trying to fabricate all these different things, I could literally just pull
Mm,
from my memory bank, pull from
yeah.
the experiences I've already lived through, and just
Mm,
kind of put that to the page
for
and
sure.
just put it all to action. And I guess
Mm,
another one would be in the car, kind of just like the same thing.
oh yeah.
Sometimes I go for drives, like whether like I'm running errands or like getting food by
Mm,
myself, like I'll just
yeah.
listen to
Mm,
instrumentals on loop, and then like while I'm at a stoplight, I'll like write down
mm,
lyrics or
oh
like
yeah.
I'll literally make an audio recording of like a melody or something that I have,
Yeah.
and then that later
Mm,
on. So yeah, there's a couple of different places, but I
mm,
think that ultimately, as long as I have like an audio device or like just something
mm,
that I can listen
for
to, like
sure.
instrumentals and
For
kind of
sure.
have a space where I can just think
Mm,
to myself. I think
yeah.
that's like the best place I can kind of just like allow those thoughts
For
to
sure. For
really come
sure.
up. You know what I mean?
Mm, of course. Of course. And then let's say, what's a I'm trying to think. What would you say
Yeah, yeah.
would be your favorite lyric that you just go back to like every so often? You're like, dang, I felt like Shakespeare. I'm like, how
Yeah.
did I? What was I
Um,
thinking about when I wrote that? Because it's like such a good lyric, If
there's a
that's a good
couple.
way to describe it. If that's a good way to describe it.
Absolutely, there's a couple. Let me look through my
Yeah,
notes. But there's a
there's a
couple.
lot. There's
Yeah,
good ones. There's a
there's a
bunch of good
couple.
ones.
Um, for one, I mean, it's not nothing anything like it's nothing crazy
Oh yeah,
lyrically, but
for
I think
sure,
that
for
the
sure.
hook for one, the hook for sweepstakes, I think is something that
Oh, that's a
really
good one.
like I feel like it's very it's what 4 or 5 lines, but I think that
Yeah,
it's super illustrative of like
for sure,
so
dog.
the whole premise of sweepstakes is to not let
Mm,
someone that you love or
mm,
care about give their heart away because you want to win it
mm.
over literally everybody else who's trying to get it.
Yeah.
And so kind of just like putting
Mm.
myself in that mind frame, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, for some reason, like I feel like those lyrics, despite how catchy they are, like are super relatable when you get
Yeah.
down to the meat and nitty gritty of it all.
Oh yeah.
So those are some of my favorite lyrics. I guess hmm, I think some of the craziest lyrics that I have is in one of my songs called X Men.
X-Men, okay.
Um, yeah, so I was like, I was like, hitting my phone, yeah, it be vibrating, fit
Mm.
fire, my jeans are great. It's just like Levi made them. like pretty much like the
Oh
second
my
half
god.
of the
Yeah.
it's
Uh-huh.
like crazy, couple crazy bars that connect to X-Men.
Yeah.
And, like I was like I remember that vividly. It was during quarantine.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my room
Mhm.
and like I think at the time, Tory Lanez was doing his
Okay.
quarantine radio thing on
Yeah.
Instagram
Yeah.
Live, and he goes
Yeah, yeah.
on live with a bunch of different things.
Mhm.
And so I was really inspired to just make music because he was doing that
Mhm.
like every single day.
Okay.
So in the summer, like I usually just go on a crazy re-binge watch of like all my
Mhm.
favorite shows are like
Mhm.
Ben 10 and Kicking It, like a bunch of
Oh,
different Marvel
yep.
shows.
Some classics.
So
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
crazy throwback summer pretty much every
Mhm.
summer. And I was super in my X-Men phase. Loved
Mhm.
X-Men. And
For
so I
sure.
decided to make a
Mhm.
song. I was like, I wanted to challenge myself.
Mhm.
So one day after church, I was riding home and I think I saw like some crazy X-Men recap video, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking on this. So
Uh-huh.
I was like, let me see how many X-Men I can name. I think I name dropped like 16 or 17 X-Men, which is crazy.
Really?
Um, yeah. So
That's in
if
that
you
one
ever go
song?
back,
In that one song?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I know it's insane. It's insane. Go back and listen. Yeah, I think it's a lot of name drops, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's one of my favorite. And then let me see, because a lot of my songs are really just like melodic and like
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
let me think. Let me think. Hold on. Let me go through my discography real quick
Dude, you
'cause
gotta.
it's been
Yeah, I know. It's it's good to find and recap on what you have and what you have not said. And
for sure. It's crazy, dude.
it's kind of a good
Uh,
little nostalgia check to see.
oh, for
Man,
sure. Yeah.
I'm really proud of that.
Yeah. 1,000%. Let me see here. Um, yeah, I guess I would say. Um, 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 hmm. Dang, this is really hard. This is
Yeah, I
really.
know, I know, bro. But that's why I do this. I try to keep the reactions and stuff as raw and real as possible, so that the people can feel what I'm feeling when I'm
Yeah,
talking to the person I'm interviewing. So,
I
you know.
appreciate you, man, for
But
challenging my
while
brain.
you're waiting, I actually there's a poster on my wall I want to show you. So
Oh,
I've
no
had
way,
this poster since I was 5 years old. It's a
dude.
Captain America poster from a
No
long
way.
time. Yeah, look at this.
Oh my god,
So
please, I need to
it's
see.
literally right behind my
Is
desk.
it covered?
Yeah,
Dude,
everything. I
so
got this when I was 5. And when you were talking about that, I was like staring at it. I'm like,
that's so wait, hold
oh,
on. I have
I already see it. I already see it. That's awesome. What?
this up and I have this like I went to this
What?
little
Oh,
crazy
that's
yeah.
sick. That's really cool. Where'd you get
Yeah, it's
that?
I need to get more like
Mm,
uh superhero decorations.
for sure, bro. Like it's kind of like your personality, It kind of
Sure, that's
definitely
literally
brings it
the
out
core
in.
point. Yeah,
For
I
sure,
guess
bro.
reflecting on it, I think X-Men might be the craziest lyrical
Uh-huh.
song that I have.
Yeah.
Um, but there's a couple
Hmm.
I would say like Speed Racer is a song that I think was pretty lyrically fun,
Yeah.
and like
Mm.
I said like um I was like, tell me something that I cannot imagine from LA, like I've been in a Magic, kind of like the LA Lakers and Magic Johnson.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then I said like Feeling Strange, like Wakanda the Madness, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness.
Mm.
What's another song that like hold on. I said some I said I had some bar about Zaza Pachulia in one of my
I,
earlier songs.
I think I remember that one. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I remember that one. I
Out
can't
of
remember
nowhere,
which one it was, but I
dude.
remember listening to that. I think it's on my
It was what you
playlist.
mean. It was what you mean, bro. It was a
What you
crazy.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
that was
Yeah.
like my craziest XXX impression.
Oh.
Man, he wrote.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it was it was a time for sure. And then
For sure, man.
I
For
guess the
sure.
last one really just like shut it down. I think that song has been really
Oh
cool
yeah.
to kind of like
Mm.
reflect on. But most of my
For
other
sure.
songs are kind of melodic and kind of pulling at your
Oh
heartstrings.
yeah.
So
For sure.
too crazy lyrically over there, but
No.
yeah,
No.
the
But you know,
lyrical channels.
that's the whole like goal, you know, the whole like industry and all that. But
Yeah,
I wanted to ask you another question. Do you remember
yeah.
the night Samurai Jack dropped? I sent you a video of me reacting
Yes,
to the first song. I was
yes.
like,
I
"Holy
remember that.
shit, bro!" And I like genuinely was like in shock because of how like crazy like lyrically it was. Not just
Yeah,
lyrically, but just like in general. And I even
yeah,
sent
yeah.
Jay this too. I don't know if he showed you that, but I was
I
texting
think
him
you
as
did. Yeah,
well.
yeah. You did.
Yeah,
You did.
and I was like freaking the
So fun.
fuck out, dude. And I couldn't tell you, but that shit was so funny. I just
Yeah,
remember sending you that video. I'm like, oh no, dude, I'm so cringe for doing that. I
dude, no, that literally made my day. You have no idea because this that project was super anticipated. Like, I was so excited to drop it, bro. And I was like, I hope it does well. I hope people really
oh
like
yeah,
receive it
bro.
well. See
Yeah.
your video. That made like if someone thinks
I
of it,
was
I'm
I
like,
was
dude,
scrolling through our text last night and I literally saw that. I was like, I had to bring that up today because I thought that
I
shit
remember
was so
crazy. 'Cause
funny.
I was scrolling through I was going through our DMs, bro, because like to think about like the
Yeah,
timeline of our
yeah,
friendship, bro, and like
yeah.
I was like, dude, that's crazy.
That's fucking
That's
crazy.
crazy.
We've been texting for a while. I literally
Yeah,
what was it on Twitter. I started texting Kwajo or Nathan on
yeah, yeah.
on Twitter. I think in 2021, if I
That's
remember. I know.
crazy.
I'm dead
Really?
ass. And then I just found out like when Inside Out dropped, like when I actually
Mm,
was like listening to it.
yeah.
That's when I found out he had a twin brother. I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool. Like, who would have
That's
thought
great.
this, you know, this random guy I was talking to on Twitter is
Yeah.
kind of pretty similar to me. And you could, sadly, I think you're a year older than me, right? Because you're 21?
Yeah, I'm 24.
24.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm
Yeah, dude.
20. What? What?
I'm
What?
old, dude. I'm
What?
old. I'm old, dude.
Dude,
It's crazy.
this is crazy. That's crazy,
Yeah,
but
I
I
literally
just thought
just
I'd bring
graduated
that
college
up. Yeah, bro.
this past May.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
weird to be
crazy.
an adult now, dude. It's
I
crazy.
mean, yeah, my brother's going through the same boat right now. He's a sophomore at Wyoming
That's
University,
so fun.
so
That's
he's
awesome.
he's having fun up there. But every time I show them your guys' songs, I always say I'm like, oh yeah, I know this guy. I know this guy. He's cool. He's cool. He's cool. They're like, you don't
That's
know
so
him.
fun.
You don't know him.
Hey,
They
man.
don't know.
Cor- Corey's brother's watching this. Yes, Corey's my dog. Love my boy. He's my goat, man. Shout
Yeah,
out Corey.
bro. Yeah, and you saw that in the bonus footage. You'll see it in the bonus footage. His brother said it too.
So
That's so
that's
funny
awesome.
though. Like being
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
so.
like, well, I didn't know Nathan was gonna be there. I actually had no idea, so that caught me
I
off
was
guard.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, like I gotta go get some dry cleaning for our mom, and then I
Makes
was like,
sense.
yeah,
Makes
dude, like
sense. Makes sense. Makes
I'm about to
sense.
do this interview with Corey. He's like, dude, no way, let me pop by and say what's up. So
For
he's just
sure, bro. That's
yeah,
awesome.
we have a Jack Jill bathroom to connect with
Oh,
him. And
okay.
just
Makes sense.
yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense. Makes sense.
yeah,
But
so it's fine.
yeah, bro. I mean, it's pretty crazy over the years. How kind of crazy. Like we're on
Yeah,
total opposite sides of the country. I'm all the way in Denver, Colorado. You're all the way in Virginia.
no, it's crazy,
But
man.
soon,
It's
bro,
like
soon.
oh for
I
sure,
don't know
yeah.
if I told you. Me and my girlfriend are looking to go to Wilmington, North Carolina. So
Oh no way.
like dead ass, like we're looking out there, everything. So I'll
Ooh.
actually only be 4 hours away from you,
Yeah,
which is pretty
that's not
crazy.
bad at all. Heck yeah,
So when I'm out there, we gotta link up, bro. We gotta link
oh
up,
for sure.
especially like the first
100%.
like whenever you can,
Yeah,
bro, for
please,
sure.
really, yeah.
And that's like the
We
next
will
three
plan.
years, bro, for sure, bro, for sure,
Oh, yeah,
or
we'll come
even
down. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit.
for sure, bro, for sure.
Lit.
But to kind of get back on track with the questions and stuff,
All
where do
right.
you think in your future, when you guys do end up doing a tour,
Mm.
what is your biggest expectation for when you run into a fan? Do you want
Mm.
them to be like over genuine, like kind of like how I'm not proud to say this, Playboy Cardi, how there's
Yeah,
fan bases, or
yeah,
do you want to have like a certain like relationship with your fans where you know that you
yeah,
can talk to them like normal human beings, you don't have to be
yeah,
a different person around them or kind of avoid
yeah,
them, you know?
1,000%.
Do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
be like a good like kind of like a role model for them so they can have like whenever their day's
yeah,
bad, stuff like that, you can be there and they can just listen to your music?
yeah.
Or do you want to kind of like be like my door's always open? You're kind of both ways, I would say. But what do you
Absolutely,
think?
yeah. Yeah, I think that one of the coolest things, again, like
Mm,
I've said previously
mm,
about making
yeah.
music, is kind of just like
Mm,
reaching people and connection.
yeah.
And I want to, obviously, I want to like be a
Mm,
positive influence and a positive figure to people who might be going through tough times. Pretty much like I just want to
mm,
make sure people remind themselves that life is good and life gets tough sometimes, but you can
mhm.
find the good through all of it. And so, whenever we do go on tour and we do meet people, I do want to be able to interact with
Yeah.
people. You
Mhm.
just like, for one, I'm not a scary person. Like, you can come up to me,
No,
talk to me
for
whenever you
sure.
want.
For
Like,
sure.
I want to be able to relate to and just have a conversation and just build connection, because I want to
Yeah.
genuinely have a connection between me and fans,
Mm.
because I mean they're
Yeah.
the reason that I'm at the place that I'm at.
For sure,
So
bro.
definitely getting back
For sure.
great.
Mm.
And yeah, I think that just interacting with people and just like making people
Mm.
feel good, and just
Mhm.
remembering, just helping them remember that life is good, God loves
Oh yeah,
them,
bro. For
everything.
sure. For sure.
Like,
You know.
I think that's like kind of like the core of like touring and just meeting new people and
Oh
going to
yeah.
different places, different demographics, things like that. I think that's super
Mm.
important as an artist to kind of just like recognize the people who have brought you up to this point. So kind of just giving back to them is like a great,
Yeah.
bonus to being an artist for sure.
I'm about to fucking lose my mind. My dog is banging on my door,
Oh,
screaming.
good,
I'm like,
bro.
listen. That's why I'm kind of like laughing a little bit because he's like, because he wants to get,
Yeah,
he
no,
wants me to feed him. He's like banging on my door.
that's so
So
funny.
I'm gonna cut this out of the video, but I thought that was, I just thought that was so.
That's so funny. W
I'm
bloopers, man. W bloopers.
www. But it's a good way to describe it because it's good to have a genuine like relationship with your fans, especially like
Yeah,
if you're on tour at a smaller
mhm,
venue at the
yeah,
the first tour. Obviously,
sure.
it will be a lot easier to reach out to them and talk to them.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, absolutely.
this kind of a good example. Do you know the group What More?
Of course I do. Shout out
Yeah.
one more. They're
What? Shut up.
they're
What more? So I've been listening to them. They actually were in Denver last week. And I wanted
yeah,
to
I
go
saw
to
that.
the concert, and it's a 21 plus bar. I was so mad, but I'm like, I texted them. I'm like, bro, you can't do that, bro. You got to do something better next time. Come on, like
Yeah.
that's definitely like one of those things where I'm like, you gotta, you know,
Mhm,
that's a good example of like kind of a smaller venue being able to
for
talk
sure.
to your fans as like
Right.
let's say like a bar or some like normal venue where they still have like quite a bit of people in there. You could definitely reach a bigger audience from that because of word of
Yeah,
mouth, especially how you
absolutely.
guys are. You guys are super, from watching your performances on like videos and stuff in the past,
Yeah.
you guys have definitely like been very open. You're very cool,
Mhm.
especially you know that you guys aren't super mainstream yet, and it's pretty cool to see all these new people finding you because they're there to see who was the girl you opened for. I'm trying to remember.
Rico Nasty.
Rico Nasty. Yes,
Yeah,
that is a good example because
yeah,
everyone's, it's on a college campus, everyone's trying to go see her, and then
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys make a banger of a set. You guys are just banging out. You guys are having fun. That's the whole point. You know,
yeah, yeah,
and you reach all these new people, and they're like, "Dang, who are these guys?" Like you've
yeah,
never seen you guys before, and it's kind of cool that you'll be able to connect to new people because of that, especially.
yeah.
But
Absolutely, yeah, 1,000%. I think it's really cool. I think just like reaching new audiences and new
mm,
people is been such a great experience, and especially on social media, I feel like a lot of
oh yeah,
artists are kind of just shy to post sometimes, because they
for
feel like,
sure.
oh my gosh, this song's like maybe like 2 or 3 years
Mm,
old and it's super redundant, but it's like every time you post, there's always a new audience to reach, and it's certain
exactly,
people who've never
exactly,
heard your song for the first time. So I think
exactly.
having that, like first impression, or like being able to kind of set that standard for new
Mm,
listeners, is something that
for
I think is
sure.
really cool, encouraging,
Oh
which
yeah.
kind of just like gives me a drive to post every day on TikTok, or like have a story
Mm,
post, or
yeah,
whatever the case may be. I think
yeah.
that's like the most encouraging part, just
Mm,
like reaching a whole new audience, because there's millions of people who have not heard my name. Obviously,
yeah,
I'm a very small artist, but
yeah.
I think it's cool to kind of have that potential in mind to what
Yeah,
I
for
could be,
sure. Especially,
to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What another kind of from that? Did you, when you were opening for artists like Rico Nasty, did you ever ask her if you ever got time? Did you actually get to like interact with her a little bit?
Yeah. So,
Did you get any advice from her obviously after what you're gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
did you get any advice
Um,
from her? Did you, ask her any deep questions that she could answer? Obviously, because she's been in the
yeah,
industry for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, yeah, so when we met her, we met her twice. So we met her during
Mm-hmm.
sound check, so we kind of like
Yeah.
briefly met her in her
Uh-huh.
DJ, kind of just what's
Yeah.
up, and we're like, but we respect her so much as an artist.
Yeah.
She was super super nice. Shout out Rico. She's
Yeah.
such a
For
great
sure.
person. And then after the show, people were lining up to take pictures with her, and then we
Mm.
got slated to take pictures with her, obviously because we were performers.
Yeah.
And so we talked to her, and one of
Mm.
our friends, Bella, was like a huge, like she was an inspiration for her. So
Okay.
she got to talk to her most of the time. She was just
Mm.
they had a great one, and they like talked, and we all just took a
Oh yeah.
group picture together.
Uh-huh.
I will send you the picture. I think I might
Okay.
have posted on my Instagram. I posted
You
on my
probably you
Instagram.
probably did. You probably did
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but it was super cool. Like we didn't really talk about like any tips or tricks or like that as an artist, but like kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like seeing her and just like talking to her and interacting with her. I think it's just, like it's been super cool. And then watching
Mm-hmm.
her as a performer is insane and ridiculous. And I
Oh
think that's
yeah.
also been inspiring. Kind of just like sometimes if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have that like one-on-one interaction, kind of like where you get to sit down and pick their
Oh
brain
yeah.
about certain things. I feel like that's
Uh-huh.
fun. I think the other thing I guess that you can learn from that is kind of just like how they carry
Mm-hmm.
themselves on stage, how
Yeah.
they carry themselves around fans. Probably like that was
Mm-hmm.
just as valuable as a one-on-one conversation, and
Yeah,
that
for
kind
sure,
of
for sure. Yeah, but that's kind of cool. Especially, it's just a bummer you didn't get to really, obviously
yeah,
that's an artist's dream right there to meet a
yeah,
bigger
literally, yeah,
artist. Especially.
yeah, yeah.
But is there anyone in the future that you're hoping like you finally get a chance to open for? Like, is there anyone
Oh,
in particular you wanna
oh,
open
I
for?
have a list for sure.
Yeah,
I think for
yeah.
one, Kyle, that would be
Oh, that would
crazy.
be cool. That'd be cool.
Open up my favorite artist ever. I think the Kid Leroy would be crazy too. I think that'd
That
be
would be
super
pretty
fun.
cool. I actually heard he's about to go on tour again, so
Yeah,
that'd be pretty
that's
cool. That would be
that
pretty
would be.
cool.
I gotta hit the emails and stuff. Um, I think an artist like Smino would be cool to open up for.
Okay, that would be pretty
Um,
cool.
I What more would be super sick?
One more would be pretty cool.
I think there's a twin duo named Cairo. I don't know if you're aware of who those are.
I've never heard them before, but
I will have to put
sounds
you on. They're
familiar.
really
Oh,
insane.
okay.
A
Mm,
twin duo from Texas, I believe. But
yeah.
they're super dope. That'd be super cool to open up for them. And there's another one that I was thinking about. It slipped my mind, but if it comes
Mhm.
back to me,
Oh yeah,
I'll
for
either
sure, for
text
sure,
you or let
for
you know.
sure, for
Yeah,
sure, bro, for sure.
I think those
And
are super cool.
that would be really cool, especially if you get what you want, you get Kid
Yeah.
Leroy or something like that. It would definitely be a huge change in your life because
Oh, for
they have
sure.
all these followers, a lot more
Mhm.
influence for you. That
Yeah, literally.
exposure that, especially for how
Yeah.
big Kid Leroy was in 2020,
Yeah,
2022,
for
with
sure.
with
Yeah.
working with Justin Bieber. I mean,
Yeah.
having the
Yeah.
number one album in the world for a
Mhm.
while, that was
Yeah,
pretty
literally.
cool. But
Yeah, that was awesome.
do you think seeing that as your favorite artist, do you think that inspires you more to
Oh,
kind
for
of like
sure.
keep going? Or do you think it
Yeah.
kind of makes you show that like, man, I gotta work harder, I gotta, or do you think you just take it one day at a time,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I think a little bit of both. And what I mean by that
Mm.
is I think seeing these artists that have been my favorite artists for a little bit, kind of
Yeah,
seeing them grow still, I think it's been really inspirational. It's given me just like wow, like they've put in so much work, they've
for sure.
achieved X, Y, Z, and it's really cool to see that I could possibly be that one day. It definitely gives me the inspiration to work harder,
Yeah,
make better moves, things like that. But also, I think it's really cool because like there's a lot of artists like J. Cole who didn't
for
blow up
sure.
until like
You
what,
know,
like 28, 30, whatever
for
age they
sure, for
were.
sure.
And I think a lot of times, especially like when again in the era that we grew up in, like Lil Mosey like was
Oh
like
yeah,
16, 17 when he blew up, and so he was like a
oh yeah, bro,
millionaire,
for
and
sure.
all these artists who were my age were like
Hmm.
super successful, super rich, and I was like, wow, like I feel like I'm super far behind because I'm
Hmm.
not making XYZ, I'm not doing XYZ numbers, and
Yeah,
so
for sure.
definitely early in my career, there's a lot of comparison and like
Oh yeah, for sure.
how, I measure up to all these different artists, but I think it's really cool
Mm.
because one thing about me is I'm a huge God guy. I love God. I'm a huge
For
Christian.
sure, for sure.
So I'm very core piece of my identity.
Oh yeah,
So
for
I think
sure.
God just like allowing me to see that there's like it's a process. I can't just like jump
Oh,
to
oh no.
success instantly because let's say I
Oh yeah.
was successful when I was like 16 or 17.
Mm.
Would I be able to, for one, like for example, would I be able to manage the money that I get? Would I be
Oh
able
yeah, for
to
sure, for sure.
my level head? Would I be able to, be remain who I am without changing up?
Mm.
All
Oh
these
yeah,
different
for sure,
factors.
for sure.
So I think these growing pains as a small artist and growing to understand who I am, what my sound is, what's the reason I'm doing this. I think that's been such a great
Mm.
instrument of
Yeah, for sure.
instrumental part of my
Mm.
identity as an artist because it's just made me really just fall in love with the process. Like I don't put pressure on myself really anymore. Like I love the process of making music, just
Oh yeah,
finding
for
like
sure.
people to just collab
Mm.
with and make
Mm.
music and write songs and just
Mm.
enjoy the art that I create, because I feel like a lot of people, especially in today's landscape as musicians, put a lot of
Oh
pressure on
yeah.
themselves because they're not as big as this artist that they
Mm.
admire, or like they're not as big as an
Oh
artist
yeah,
like
for
that
sure.
town. So I think
Mm.
it's really just like I think being at your own pace and yes, recognizing the greatness that's already been
Yeah.
achieved by these
Mm.
artists, but also knowing where you are in your journey and knowing
Mm.
where you need to go, I think is really, really important.
For sure.
So that's definitely been a great way to inspire myself.
Mm.
I mean, these guys have been literally such a big part of my sound and my identity as an artist. So I think
Mhm.
seeing their growth in real time continually, like still
Yeah.
growing,
Mhm.
while also growing my career has been something that's like cool because I get to like just be hopefully somebody's favorite artist to
Yeah, for sure.
continue to cycle with, and then kind of just have that be a repeated
Mhm.
process throughout
For
time and
sure.
everything like that. I think that's it's
Mhm.
been a really cool
For sure.
thing to kind
Mhm.
of as an artist and as a fan at the same time.
For sure. And do you think, let's say for an example, if you and your brother, let's say you both blow up tomorrow, like both of
Yeah,
you like Inside Out hits a billion streams in a day, something like that. Like you're like, what what's going on? What's happening, What do you think would happen from that point on? Like if you were to like if you could like not like just like assume that's gonna happen, but like
yeah,
you know, like do you
mhm,
think you're gonna take it slow and kind of like plan out what's gonna happen next and like
yeah,
think about stuff before you do it, or do you think you're
yeah,
gonna, you know, people aren't gonna know I blow up but there's gonna be signs I did, like
for
there's gonna
sure.
be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, in that
yeah.
sort of way.
Yeah, for sure. I think that um I feel like success is such a crazy thing because it can
Yeah,
inflate your ego like crazy. It
for
can just
sure,
be
for
another.
sure.
I think that um I think that if some crazy miracle blow up tomorrow,
Mm,
I think that you know our status can change in terms of popularity and things like
for
that. But
sure,
I
for
think that
sure.
as long as we remain who we are,
Yeah,
nothing should really like be any
exactly,
different in terms of
exactly,
being super incognito or whatever the
mm,
case may be, or like super
exactly,
boastful. Because I feel like, I mean,
mm,
I feel like I will be the same person regardless. Because
exactly.
I know, and so I don't think that any amount of money or status or anything is
Would
gonna
would change that exactly.
yeah, change that because that's not what I root my identity in. When you root your
Exactly.
identity in those things, that's when things start to change. But
Mm,
for me,
mm,
my identity comes straight from God, because I know
mm,
who He says I am, and all the gifts and abilities He's blessed me with
mm.
have kind of just like
Yeah.
that pinnacle of who I
Mm.
am as a person. So, like I said, any form of fame or status won't be able to change that, and that's something I'm really grateful and blessed
Oh
for.
yeah, for
That God
sure.
is able to give me a level
Mm.
head through all of it. So
Yeah.
it's been a great,
Mm.
just like journey. Even
Sure.
when Inside Out hit a million streams, which is super
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was
That's
just like
super
another day.
crazy.
Like it was great. It was a great moment, but
Exactly.
like I there's so much more, and there's so
Mm.
many different things that I have yet to achieve, and so it's a
Exactly.
great accolade to have. But like I have so many more hearts to
Mm.
reach. I have so many more
For
songs to
sure. For
make.
sure.
I have memories, things like that. So I think that's kind of just been like
Mm.
the culmination of
For
everything. You
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah. It's very important. You still are a human being at the end of the day, especially after that big of a moment. I remember
Yeah,
when that milestone was hit. That was back
yeah,
what last year probably.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember everyone was super hype about it. And it's a big accomplishment, especially coming out of like, a place where, you know, every single day everyone's just normal human beings. And then finally biggest achievement is one of your songs hit 1 million streams, which is
Yeah,
huge, especially nowadays, you know.
yeah, absolutely.
But it's good that you kept your composure and you guys definitely didn't take it for granted because
Sure.
sometimes artists do that,
Yeah.
especially
It does.
like some in the past. I mean, there's been
Mhm.
tons of artists that do that, but
Yeah.
it definitely shows your character at the end of the day when you do that,
Thank you.
and it definitely makes me want to listen more because it shows us. I can definitely say for especially for people that haven't listened to your music before, shows the
Yeah.
that you actually speak what you believe in your music, and you don't
Yeah.
take any
Absolutely.
of your fans for granted, which is a
Mhm.
really good
Never.
trait for sure, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, I think fans again, like I feel like people, I guess not even just people. I feel like artists kind of like think,
Mhm.
or some artists. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but
Yeah,
some
for
artists
sure.
kind of feel like they're obligated to have everybody love their song, everybody listen
Oh
to their
yeah.
music. People
Hmm.
don't owe you anything, especially
No,
as a fan. People don't
especially
have
yeah.
to do my music. People don't
No.
have to love my music. People don't have to entertain it. But to have a core group, a consistent group of people listen to my music, like I think I have like what, like 10,000 monthly listeners. Like to
Yeah.
have 10,000 people concurrently listen to my music every month is something that's mind-boggling
Yeah,
to me.
it's insane,
It's
you
crazy.
know.
Yeah. So I
Especially
think,
exact, yeah, you know. And
um,
it's a very big for you especially, and it's a very
yeah,
big milestone because it shows you to keep going,
mhm,
keep pushing forward, especially if something bad happens,
yeah,
And there's
absolutely,
a lot of
yeah,
stuff that happens behind the scenes, obviously, that we
yeah,
don't know about, but
for
it
sure,
then shows you that if you ever did want to go public with something, you have that genuine relationship with your fans,
exactly,
especially knowing that they'll be there for you, especially since you've been there for them
yeah,
for the longest
yeah,
time, you know?
sure, yeah,
It kind of
yeah,
backtracks into what we were talking about earlier, but you know, it's very good, It's very good.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And I think I'm just truly blessed to, like, have anybody again listen to my music, because I think
Exactly.
like
Mm.
having, people who don't even know me on a personal level just like really connect with what I make, or like who I am, or like my
Yeah.
brand, or whatever the case may be. So like having those people support
Mm.
me regardless,
Yeah.
like you said, like there's like
Mm.
something that I want to go public with. Like
Yeah.
I know I have a crazy big, not crazy big, but like I
Mm.
have a group of
Yeah.
people who would just support and love me through all of it. So like it makes me
Yeah, bro.
feel like everything I'm doing is like
Mm.
it's so rewarding to just have
For
people just
sure.
resonate with any of it at all. So to
Hmm.
be able to have listeners
Mm.
is just a true blessing,
For
man. I'm
sure,
just
man.
so
For sure.
the person I am.
And then if in the future, as we're talking about this, when and if you ever go super huge or whatever and become super famous,
Yeah.
who do you think when you're on that award stage, let's say theoretically, when you're on that Grammy stage, you just won a Grammy album of the year, Beyonce type stuff. Who is the person you're going to be like, "Man, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them."
Man.
And how if you were to say that speech, what do you think would come into that thought process of,
Yeah,
damn,
thousand
I
percent.
made it, What do you think
Yeah.
would be in that moment? Like, think of that right now. Do you think it'll be a surprise to you, or do you think it'll be like, man, I always believed in myself
Yeah.
type of way?
I think a little bit of both. I think that,
Mm.
obviously getting a Grammy is like the pinnacle of
Oh yeah,
success in
for
the
sure.
industry. And so being able to be, even if I was a consideration for it, I'd still be like,
Mhm.
wow, like
Yeah,
this is insane.
that's insane.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, obviously I've worked really hard
Oh yeah,
to
for sure.
build my music catalog and make
Mhm.
connections, and just have art that people can resonate with. But if I do
Mhm.
make it to
Mhm.
the point where I do get a Grammy, like I'm thinking first and foremost, I'm thanking God for instilling so many different amazing talents in me, and just being able to create me for the purpose of just spreading positivity and love and
For sure.
happiness throughout everything that I do and
Mhm.
representing his kingdom.
Uh-huh.
Big shout out to my mom, who literally has instilled literally everything that I am, and my core values,
Mhm.
and just my
For sure.
personality. Everything just comes from her.
Mhm.
Um, Big shout out to Nathan, my twin brother,
Oh yeah,
for
for
just
sure.
being by my side and being such a big
Mhm.
just guide and inspiration for me every single day, not only just in
Mhm.
music but in life.
Yeah.
And then shout out my team and
For sure.
my best friends, Jack, Justin, Dan, a
Mm-hmm.
bunch of different people
Mm-hmm.
that I collab with,
Yeah,
Mikey,
for
my
sure.
manager Danny,
Mm-hmm.
my amazing girlfriend now,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and yeah, just like kind of just like the people who've just been
Mm-hmm.
supporters, whether they're day
For
one
sure.
or have been
Mm-hmm.
literally just a new fan. I think just like anybody who has given
Mm-hmm.
me a chance, I think it's someone
For
that I
sure.
would appreciate
For
and
sure,
thank.
man. You know,
Let's say, yeah, you know what I mean. But
especially knowing, especially that now newer artists are getting noticed a lot more. Like from the last year, obviously, like this is a completely different genre, but it's like Ned Sped, a whole bunch of them, like they were literally
yeah,
nobodies like 3 years ago. Like nobody really was aware of who they were. But now,
right.
Two Hollis, all these people are so big because of all the
Yeah.
hard work they put in. So
Mhm.
all that speech really definitely showed a lot. But one thing, do not let Nathan on that mic. He's gonna say some poof joke. He's gonna ruin your speech, man. Don't let him on that mic. Don't.
It's Nathan for you, bro. I mean, I might give depends, but if I hear like a fart joke come out,
I'm kicking
okay.
him off.
I gotta go.
You're getting off here.
Yeah, nah, he can't be seen. That's
No.
the moment of moments. It's got to be like played back more than like the
Oh
the
my.
frost
Yeah, that's gonna be like
crazy moment.
last year at the Grammy when Kendrick won and Mustard grabbed the
Yeah,
mic and he was like screaming in the mic and Kendrick took the mic from him.
literally, bro.
That's what I was saying. But yeah, bro.
Literally,
But
for
when that
sure.
day comes, you're gonna see finally that all that hard work, all those things you went through during the times, all the people who didn't believe in you at the time, you can finally say, hey, that negativity really helped me keep going because why should I have listened to what they had to say when they were pushing me forward instead of pulling me back like they thought they were? And obviously, as you get bigger, you're going to get that. That's just what happens in the music industry. We all know that. The trolls on Twitter, you
Ah,
know,
trying to happen.
you know, do you ever in your 3 years, did you ever experience something like that where it was like something like super negative or like you're on Twitter in a comment section like, "Oh yeah, I make music, this that," and someone's like, "Shut the up, nobody cares, this that." Was there any
Yeah,
moments where where "Dang, that hurt." But then you're like,
yeah,
"I'm gonna put that man in my speech 30 years from now." You know?
yeah.
Mm.
No, I mean, honestly, like I've never really like experienced like some
Mm.
like online like hate or like negativity.
Yeah. For sure.
That's not to like sound boastful or anything, but like I
No,
just
no, no.
genuinely have not
No.
experienced that
Exactly.
firsthand. But I've seen like a couple artists go through that.
Mm.
But I think it's cool because when I first started music, there's a couple kids in
Mm.
my high school who weren't the biggest fans, and so like
Mm.
they thought it was like super corny or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think too much of it just because like
Mhm.
I was doing it for fun. Like at the time, like
Yeah.
I wasn't really like I was just making songs for fun, making putting songs
Yeah.
on SoundCloud and everything.
For
So
sure.
it wasn't anything that like I really took offense to.
Mm.
But I feel like at some point I was just kind of like when I figured out when I want like what I wanted to do, like why I was making
Mm.
music,
Yeah.
I was like that is clicking. So I think that even these negative comments can be used to boost,
Mm.
whether
Yeah.
it's a melody idea or like someone's like, oh wow, this melody is super redundant, or like I've heard this
Yeah.
flow before. I'll be like, okay,
Mm.
like maybe I can use this for inspiration, or I can like make a new genre
Yeah.
or whatever make a new
Mm.
whatever from it. Like I think
Yeah.
you turn the negativity into positivity, and I think with every negative
Mhm.
experience can be used in a positive light depending on the
For
perspective. I
sure.
think
For
perspective
sure.
is super important. So,
Mm.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
never experienced it firsthand, but
No.
definitely. If I do ever encounter it, I definitely just want to be able to kind of view all that in a positive light.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially because sometimes they're like they don't listen to that type of music. I definitely hear that on a daily basis, especially like if I'm scrolling on Instagram or something like, oh, Tyler Grader dropped his new project or something like that. And like I remember when Don't Tap the Glass, his most recent
Yeah,
one, everyone was super against it or whatever. And
yeah, a little bit critical, yeah, for sure.
it's one of those moments where like let's say if you dropped a project like that or something, you really liked it. Like this is like your most vulnerable project ever. You are super proud of it. And then everyone's like oh, I didn't really like it, this, that, you can't really view it like that because you liked it. That's the only thing that mattered, which
Yeah,
is kind of like why I viewed that, picked that certain project because
for
it
sure.
was kind of like, like that because everyone's used to like, oh, he does this, he does that. Like,
Yeah,
eventually you gotta think this is music. I could do whatever I want. Like
yeah,
you could
absolutely.
experiment. I mean, I know you and your brother are very experimental. I've heard it before and before. I've heard it.
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure. That's
you know,
yeah.
and if there was a experimental phase you were going into, what do you think? Like, if you were to guess in the future, if you're still doing music, what do you think you'll be doing? Do you think you have a if you were to like if you ever wanted to like was there any other music genre you ever was like super interested in? Obviously like Paramore, they're doing like the
Yeah,
indie
yeah,
rock stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, literally.
Mhm.
Um, I was actually talking about this with Nathan and my friend
Mhm.
Jack,
Yeah.
Mr. Irvine.
Mhm.
We were thinking about making like a collaborative, like indie, like alternative
Mhm.
pop rock
Yeah.
ish kind of
Okay.
project. So I think going back to the roots of like the music that I kind of grew up on
Yeah.
would be super cool.
Mhm.
Because I play drums. I'm a drummer at my
Oh,
church.
okay. Yeah.
So I drum. Jack plays drums and guitar, and Nathan
Okay.
plays guitars.
Mhm.
And we have a bunch of different artist friends who are very
Mhm.
talented on different numerous instruments.
Yeah.
So definitely wanting to tap into that realm a little bit would be super
For
cool.
sure. For sure.
So
You know.
just look out for that. That's a
Oh,
disclaimer for the
yeah,
future.
yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that because, like, I don't know, there's been many projects before, like, where stuff has happened like that. Like, Lil Yachty recently is a good option because Let's Start
Yeah,
Here was
absolutely.
a alternative rock project, and
Right.
he's known for rap. He's been doing rap
Yeah.
his entire career, and then Lil Wayne did it, Jay-Z did it with Linkin Park. I mean, there's a lot of big. I mean, Post Malone's also another one. He just jumped over to country. I mean, you know, so it's the experimental part of music that shows that you're willing to try something new. Especially indie, because like I
Yeah.
can't recall personally a time where something like that has happened. I don't know if you have.
Literally.
Is there any?
So no.
No, exactly. But I mean, hey, you could say you're the first one to ever do
It's
it.
true. Yeah. It's crazy.
Especially if
I
you're
think it's like
super big, it would definitely like
yeah.
be crazy.
Yeah, I know, that'd be insane. And I guess like the thing that I was literally thinking about as we were talking about this is
Mm.
like when
Yeah.
people brand themselves as like a certain genre, like a certain like type of artist, it's like when you step out of that box, some people don't really perceive it well. Like if someone says like
Mhm.
they're a rapper and they're rapping
Yeah.
for like 5 plus years and they drop like this disco pop album out of nowhere, like some people might not perceive it well because it just might
Exactly.
be
Exactly.
different from what they're trying to advertise themselves as.
Mhm.
So I
Exactly.
don't like to brand myself as a rapper. I just because I
Exactly.
mean I'm an artist. I
You're an
love
artist.
you
Yeah.
know
You're a
music,
songwriter.
you know
Yeah.
pop, rock,
Mm.
hip hop, R&B, whatever the case may be. Like I just
Yeah.
love like
Mm.
doing a bunch of different like I like not boxing myself and I love like
Yeah.
experimenting and trying to see where
Yeah.
things stick and where like my strengths and weaknesses lie
Mm.
and kind of just
Yeah.
like assessing that as I go. You know what I mean?
And if you were to describe that, this comes up to my next question. If you
Yeah.
were to make your own genre, and it was a certain word you had to make for it, what would
Mhm.
you call you? Like the shinobi genre, what would you call it? Like everything you stand for, everything you do, you want to do, what would you call that genre? Like, what do you think?
See, that's so hard because it's like
Mm,
a like that's so hard.
mm,
Um, I think like okay, because I make pop music, I
mm,
make rap, R&B,
mm,
you know, um, I guess I would make it. It would be some sort of like pop, kind of sort of, but like
mm. Yeah.
um, I don't even know like what I would call it. Like I don't even know like the words I
Mm.
would use for it. But like
Yeah,
it's like
like mm.
centered around pop, I guess.
It, or if you like wanted to like make your own word, like kind of like how your
Okay,
brother did with like how he did with like Splek and all like
like
the
yeah,
certain stuff. Like if you have a really like let's say like a word that really describes you as a person and like really shows who you are, do you think that would be a better way to
oh, for sure, yeah, definitely a better
mm,
way to think about that.
mm,
I guess a singular word that's used to describe me. Um, I guess I would say, excuse me.
No, you're good.
Dang. Um,
Coming with the heavy hitters.
yeah, I know. It's great, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
hmm
singular words used to describe me. Um, I would say, like, I guess like a word that um,
It's all good, bro. Take your time, you know. You know.
dude, words and I'm trying to pull from my college
Yeah,
education.
bro.
Everything.
Yeah, bro. It's a good way to think. It gets you,
Oh, for
you're
sure.
thinking about your everything you've done and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to like kind of do and make these like
Mhm.
interviews because I know everyone asks all the same
Yeah.
questions like where are you
Yeah.
from? Where are you this? I'm trying to make sure we're talking like genuine like this is a genuine conversation between me and you. Forget we're recording, you know. It's like trying to like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a good
Yeah.
way to
Literally.
actually like get those heavy hitters in that no one's ever heard
Yeah.
before,
For
you
sure.
know.
Um, I think like something along the lines of like uh, I would make a word that kind of just like is in the root of like optimism and kind of just
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
no matter what negative experience that happens, no matter what, you know,
Yeah.
whatever happens, I think having a positive
Mhm.
outlook and being optimistic and finding that hope in the little things, I think is something that really is a big
Oh yeah, for sure.
who I am. I
Mhm.
love like you know, I've there's a couple of things like I've had some heavy hitters. I had some crazy character development moments in my life,
Oh, for sure.
but through all of that, it's been really cool to kind of be smiling through all of it. And so,
Mhm.
like, I even like I've been like on TikTok, like I posted a couple of different like
Mhm.
inspirational things, and I put like hashtag like smile more, kind of just like
Yeah.
and as inspiration from Kyle and his
Mhm.
smile project. But like, um, I'm a big optimist. I love just like
Okay.
being like looking at the positive side of things and
Yeah.
despite what's happened, like I think that just being looking to the brighter things is really
Mhm.
just it takes
Yeah.
so many like it's all about perspective,
Mhm.
like I was saying. Like I
For
think
sure. For
having
sure.
that change and just really seeing what is going on and how you can
Mhm.
move past it or how it can benefit you or like
Mhm.
help build character, whatever the case may be. I feel like those perspective changes are really just like a big
For sure. For
uh,
sure.
momentum in literally anything. So I think something along the lines of optimism for sure.
Optimism? Yeah. I'd say that's a great way to describe it. Like your genre is optimism, it's smiling, it's being happy, it's making sure you're always there for your friends and all that stuff. That's
Sure.
a good way to describe it for sure. And that
Thank
definitely
you.
answers my question. So you did
I feel
very
very
well. You did very well answering that
good.
question. I applaud you.
We got there, man. That's no
Exactly, we
problem.
got there. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
you know, dude, I don't even know how we've been on this for an hour.
Crazy, man. I
Damn.
thought this was like 30 minutes.
No, bro,
This
that's crazy. I just
I'm
looked at
so
the
good.
OBS. That's crazy. But yeah, is there anything else you wanna say for
Man.
for like a shout out or anything like towards the
Yeah.
end of this or
Um, dude, shout out to first of all, shout out to Corey, everybody. Big, huge shout out to the guy, man. He's been just nothing but an
Mhm.
amazing, like, he's my brother. Like, I appreciate him,
For
love him
sure,
so
bro.
much.
Bro.
Thank you for just being there and just
hmm
being supportive from literally from 2021 from inside out.
Literally, bro.
So,
Literally.
nothing but
But
show love and
mm,
support. And I appreciate you so much and just for giving me this platform to speak to
mm,
so many new people. Huge shout out to the man above. Shout out to God. Without him,
mm,
none of this is possible. Huge shout out to
mm.
Nathan, who's literally in the other room for being it's a great instrumental part of my career. Shout out
uh,
to
for sure.
friends Jack, Justin,
Mm,
Dan, Key.
mm,
Shout out to my manager Danny. Shout out
mm,
to all my fellow musicians out there.
mm.
Shout out to my amazing, beautiful girlfriend. Shout out to my family. Shout out to literally just everybody. Shout out to all you guys
For
for just
sure.
being great and being
For
amazing
sure.
people. And if I were to leave you guys with one thing, it's to look at the positive things of life, find
hmm
joy in the little things, smile more, enjoy life, make a difference, make
hmm
someone's life better every single day, And most importantly, God loves you guys so
Mm.
much, and I love you guys as well. Thank you guys so much for being here and putting up with me for like an hour.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And they're gonna see all of this. They're gonna see all of this. I am maybe gonna cut maybe 2 things out of it because I want what I've said, you know, before. I like to keep my, you know, my reactions and my stuff very genuine. So like little to no cutting. So then they know one take. Everything we did was genuine, a real conversation. Nobody really does that anymore for interviews. They always cut some stuff out. They, you know, especially if they don't like it, but you know, it shows how the interview actually went instead of just the good points, you know. And it definitely shows you that you never faked a thing you were saying, or I cut something out that you said, you know. It gets your message out. Exactly, you know.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. 1,000%.
For sure. But thank you for coming on here. I really appreciate you.
Dude,
You're my first guest. So that's pretty cool.
Crazy. I'm super blessed to be the first one, bro. Thank you so much
for sure. And I'm glad you put up with me for an hour.
Oh, of course, dude. You're my dog, dude. It's cool to be talking in the virtual flesh. Like
yeah, bro. Before. Yeah.
It's cool to kind of get to know you as not even just as an interviewer, but like as a person, and to see your perspective
bro.
On
for sure.
Topics and really
for
cool
sure. And it's cool that this was our first ever like genuine real conversation, and that has gone this long is pretty insane. So you gotta remember that. You gotta remember that. I'm telling everyone in this, you gotta remember this. This is our first time ever talking like face to face. So
it's been a couple years coming, bro. But we're here
for sure. But we're gonna do more in the future. Trust. We're gonna do more in the future.
Not the last time.
Not the last time for sure. I'll definitely get that group thing going though, for sure. You, Jack, and Nathan. That'd be fucking awesome, you know.
Let's do it, dude.
Let's break the internet, bro. Let's break the internet.
Break the internet, man. Come on,
let's break the internet. Yeah. But
it's so fun.
But yeah. So anything else you want to say before I end it?
Yes. Actually dropped a song last Wednesday. It's called Swing. It's about
Stream Swing. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description. Yep.
Be sure to look out for a Samuraijack 2, the sequel to our debut EP, very, very soon. Gonna be a lot more cool music next year with Kwajo, J Irvine, by myself, a lot of solo stuff. So be sure to look out for that. And yeah, stay awesome, stay blessed, guys, and thank you so much for watching. This has been your boy Shinobi. Pleasure to meet you guys. Looking forward to seeing you guys again. And yeah, thanks for being awesome. Guys, appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. So what's up? So I am recording right now. This is pretty awesome. I didn't know you both were gonna be here. That's fucking sick, actually. That's fucking sick.
I'm actually about to dip out real quick.
Oh yeah. That's actually perfect. This is good bonus footage. This is good bonus footage. This is great. Fuck yeah.
The planet, bro.
For real, bro. For real. It's much love, bro. It's much love. It's crazy. I've never talked to both of you like on call before. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah. Your interview's next.
Say the word.
Yeah, for sure. I need to do you next and then Jay.
Yeah, Jack will be ready literally whenever. I'll definitely.
Yeah. Or maybe all 3 of you. That'd be fucking sick. That would be fucking epic. Yeah. I was showing my friends. Yeah, bro. I was showing my friends your music last night. Yeah. I'll see you later. But before we start, I'm still recording. But last night I was literally showing my friends. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out Shinobi's music and stuff down in the description. He's really awesome. He has a new song out, just dropped last Friday, called Swing, him and Jack Irvin. Really great guys, really great song. I really recommend it. And I just wanted to thank him for coming on my show, or on my YouTube channel. He's a really awesome dude, and at the end of the day, he's really good. He treats me very well. He's very supportive. I'm very supportive of him. And he's really like a brother to me. He's a really good guy. And, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I really appreciate you for watching again. I just edited the video. It looks amazing. And I couldn't be here without you guys, especially with the 370 subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you. And I'm hoping to maybe get to 1,000. so then I can get monetized and maybe get my my name out there. So we can hit targets like Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, a whole bunch of different people. That'd be a dream of mine to meet some of the people, but also to meet some of you guys in the future. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you.